The next method that we're going to look at in this section is solving this system of nonlinear equation by elimination method. So solving by elimination method, basically what we do is adding two equations together to eliminate one of the variable. So what we need to have is making sure that the variable that you are eliminating have the opposite coefficient. Okay. We can obtain that by multiplying one or both equations by a different numbers. So let's take a look at on the first example. So first I'm gonna rewrite this system of equations into x squared plus y squared equal to 25, and then negative x squared plus y squared equal to 7, rewriting it. And after you rewrite it, this equation happen to be a variable x has the opposite coefficient, so I can just add these two equations together. That will help me to eliminate the variable x, and then I will get 2y squared is equal to 32. And therefore y squared is equal to 16 after we divide both sides by 2. And when you take the square root on both sides using the square root property, that will give me y squared is equal to 16. So therefore y is equal to plus or minus 4. So this tells me I will have two cases. So from here, I know that my y equal to 4 or my y can be equal to negative 4. So we can basically find out the solution for each case. So substitute this y equal to 4 into one of the equations. So I can substitute into the first equation, which is x squared plus y squared equal to 25, substituting y with 4. So it will be x squared equal to 4 squared is 25. So x squared plus 16 equal to 25. So subtracting 16 on both sides, that'll give me 9. Taking square root on both sides, don't forget plus or minus. So this will give me x squared is equal to 9. Therefore, x is equal to plus or minus 3. So this tells me I have two solutions for this y equal to 4. One of them is my x is 3, y is 4. And the second one is my x is negative 3, my y is 4. Similarly, we're going to continue solving for another case when y equal to 4. So substitute into the same equations. Right? Not necessarily the same equation, you can choose another one, but we will get the same answer. So x squared plus negative 4 to the second power equal to 25. So this gives me x squared plus 16 equal to 25. So notice that it will be coming down to be the same answer. So when you take the square root on both sides, right, so that will be square root of plus or minus square root of 9, which is again x is equal to plus or minus 3. So I will have two more solutions from here, which is when x is 3, y will be negative 4. And when x is 3, y will be, when x is negative 3, my bad. Right? When x is negative 3, the second answer. When x is negative 3, y will be negative 4. So I have a total of 4 answers in this case. Now, does it make sense? Right? So it is perfectly makes sense because this first equations we are talking about the circle, and the second equation we are talking about hyperbola. So for the circle and hyperbola, by knowing the conic sections on previously, so we can have these kind of situations. You have full answer. You could have full answer because here's a circle, here's my hyperbola, which is what the circle and hyperbola satisfy 4 points altogether. Or here is a circle, my hyperbola will be something like this. So it could have only 2 solutions. Or it could have one solution, which is here's a hyperbola, and then here's the hyperbola, which is the vertex is only the only point that intersecting. Okay, or the lastly will be here is a hyperbola, never intersect. So we could have four situations. Okay. So next example. For this example, there is a typo, so make sure you change that in your book. So this should have been not 9, it should be -1. So now for this example, if I want to eliminate one of the variable, in this case, I will say that I will eliminate the variable x, so I'm going to multiply the second equation by -2. So this will give me 4x to the second plus y squared equal to 36, and -4x squared plus 18x plus 18y squared, okay, plus 18y squared equal to plus 2. Now we add these two equations together. So this gives us x variable eliminated. That will be 19y squared equal to 38. So which will give me 19 goes into 38 twice. So y is equal to 2. Y squared is equal to 2. Now taking the square root on both sides, that will give me plus or minus square root of 2. So y is equal to plus or minus square root of 2. So like before, I will have two situations in this case. Right? What first one will be when y is equal to square root of 2, and the second case will be y is equal to square root of a negative square root of 2. Now we're going to plug it back into the one of the equations. So in this case, choosing the first one, 4x squared plus y squared equal to 36. So it will be 4x squared plus my y squared is square root of 2 squared equal to 36. So 4x squared plus 2 is equal to 36. And 4x squared equal to, I'm going to subtract 2 to both sides, it will be 34. And then divide both sides by 4, which is going to be square root x squared is 34 over 4. Now I'm not going to simplify right here because when I take the square root, 4 is a very good number, right? So that way I don't have to do the rationalizing part anymore. So I'm going to try to take the square root on both sides, plus or minus, don't forget. So this will become x squared is equal to square root of x squared is equal to plus or minus square root of 34 over 4. So square root of x squared is equal to x, and plus or minus square root of 34 over square root of 4, which will give me x is equal to plus or minus square root of 34 over 2. So this tells me I will have two answers again like before. So one of them will be when x is square root of 34 over 2, my y is square root of 2. And the other answer is when x is negative square root of 34 over 2, my y is also square root of 2. Now I'm going to try to look at the next part, right? Going back and substituting into the same equation, 4x squared plus y squared equal to 36. So 4x squared plus negative square root of 2 squared equal to 36. So 4x squared plus negative square will become positive. Square root of 2 squared will be 2 equal to 36. So you can sort of see that now we are talking about the same number after we do all the steps, right? So it will become uh, square root on both sides, right? Taking the square root on both sides, so don't forget the plus or minus sign. Right? I forgot to divide by 4 right here. Okay, I forgot to divide it by 4 right here. So careful with this. So 34 divided by 4. So this will be 34 divided by 4. So x is equal to plus or minus square root of 34 over square root of 4. X is equal to plus or minus square root of 34 over 2. So this gives me my x value is again like before, square root of 34 over 2, and then my y value is negative square root of 2. And the other one will be negative square root of 34 over 2 for my x, and negative square root of 2 is that. So that is my full answer. In this case, we ended up in radicals and stuff, but still manageable. So in this case, what we are talking about is the first equation is ellipse, and then the second equation is hyperbola. So ellipse and hyperbola, yes, there is a possibility that you can get full answer. So geometrically, it will help you to visualize it, and arithmetically, this is how we approach it. And this will conclude this session.